Last year, I did a bunch of testing with different weights, shapes, and variables to tell you everything you need to know about towing with an electric truck. And the gist of that video was, electric trucks make great tow vehicles. Briefly, look, electric trucks drive and tow wonderfully, in my opinion, much better than any gas or diesel truck, and that's why I like them so much. But the reality is, most electric trucks simply don't have enough battery capacity to pull a trailer very far. They're extremely capable, and you should definitely give one a try if you have the opportunity, but long-distance towing is definitely their Achilles heel. But the Silverado EV with the max range battery pack has a massive battery, much larger than any other electric truck, and it charges a lot faster too. So while it still isn't a great choice for frequent long-distance towing, it should be able to do the occasional cross-country trailering journey without much fuss. And to prove it, I'm going to take this Silverado EV and tow that Coda EV from Missouri to San Francisco, a distance of 2,000 miles.
Which is a different number in kilograms. Which is a different number in kilometers.
And we're going to do it in the winter. And joining me is Alec from the YouTube channel Technology Connection. You already know who he is. Get in the truck.
And we've actually already started.
We're actually at the first charging stop. We started at 100%. I charged at home overnight. We've already driven 190 miles, and we arrived at this charger with 26%. Then we charged for 30 minutes, and now it's time to go to the next stop. We're at 80% now. And our next charge stop is only 104 miles away because it's a charge stop that we want to go to. Not every stop has to be a big long distance cruise. First complaint about the Silverado EV. It says we're going to arrive with 47%. If we didn't have a trailer, that number would be hopelessly pessimistic. It could be off by as much as 30%. But because we have a trailer, it's hopelessly optimistic. We will not arrive with 47%. We'll see what we arrive with when we get there. We're going to go through the Rocky Mountains on this trip, too. Are you excited?
Yes, and also slightly nervous. But
Really?
because of snow.
Oh, it's fine. And with that, we set off towards our second charge stop in Blue Springs, Missouri, seeing something very interesting on the way. Oh, they're portal axles.
Portal axles.
Is it a Unimog? It's a Unimog!
It is.
We are approaching our next charge stop, and by approaching I mean we passed it because I missed the turn. I got sound off. Whoops. Well, anyway, it said we were going to arrive with 47%, and like I predicted, we're at 33% because it's not accounting for the trailer at all. There's the Iona up there. You can just see it, and it's at a gas station.
If there were Olympics for camera operators, would there be a panning event and you could pan for gold? I'm trying.
Okay, so because this Iona is behind a gas station and Iona is deploying very quickly, the thing that they don't have, especially this one, is pull-through stalls. And the charge port in this truck is at the back. And we're gonna go here. To block as few stalls as possible, I pulled in here. But these 4 stalls are NACS, and these 6 stalls at the end are CCS, so I gotta use the NACS adapter. Iona has no app.
I've heard it's lovely.
Isn't it wonderful?
I'm gonna be naughty and put this in first.
That's illegal.
Apparently I'm doing on you. Cable management is being a little bit wonky because we're on the wrong side technically. I think that's enough. And now I just tappy.
Approved.
You mean that's all you have to do? I don't have to download an app.
What a wild concept.
I don't have to scan a QR code.
Yeah.
I just pay for things like a normal person.
Yeah.
I like this.
Battery voltage, 727. Amperage, 400. It's ramping up. 370 kilowatts. I love this truck. We're both shivering. It's cold out here.
Yeah, it's cold.
I had to pull in and block 3 stalls. Whose fault is this? Is it GM's fault for putting the charge port in a stupid place, or is it Iona's fault for not making pull-through stalls?
I'm gonna have to put the blame on Iona here, I think. He's making me stand out here in the cold to get this B-roll shot of him driving away. What a bad friend.
All right, we're leaving with 90%, 170 miles to Abilene, Kansas, 2 hours and 30 minutes of driving, and it says we'll arrive with 39%, which means we'll probably arrive with 10, 15. Are you taking guesses? Let's bet.
I'm gonna go, let's go with 13.
13%. All right. We made our way to Abilene, Kansas, stopping at Whataburger along the way.
What are you doing?
But we didn't quite make it to Abilene before I had to make a stop. We're stopping early. Not because we won't make it. It seems like we will make
mile,
it.
merge onto I-70 West.
But because I have to poop
Okay.
somewhere near Manhattan. It's not that funny.
You were just like, get out the camera equipment. I have to poop.
So wherever town we're in, this 24/7 travel stop here, basically a truck stop, they ripped out the last gas pump under this canopy here and replaced it with a charger. 2 of them, actually. And it's a pull-through because there used to be a gas pump here. These cables are limited to 350 amps, so it says it's a 350 kilowatt charger. It ain't. It says authorizing, approved. This was just an opportunity charge while I did some business, so we weren't here very long. Plus, this charger was really expensive. And off we go. Oh, now we're gonna ride with 32%. We had, what did we add? 10%. We had 10%. And soon we arrived in Abilene, Kansas. And you will be able to see it very shortly. There it is. Oh, so Ionas have great placement right off the highway. And they specifically put them near amenities, you know, bathrooms, food, etc. This one is a little unfortunate because they built it next to a restaurant that has since closed. Ooh. All right, do you think this will reach? I don't think it will. We're gonna find out.
Sorry, I have it.
Oh yeah, look at this. Look at this.
It will.
Thank you, Alpitronic. I'm gonna do the thing again. By the way, we arrived at 21%, so if I hadn't taken the poop break, we would have arrived at 11%. 38 cents per kilowatt hour, and across the highway it is 65 cents per kilowatt hour. This truck charge good. While we were here, Alec reviewed the closed restaurant.
I approve of the, well, Edison bulbs are overdone, but I do like warm lighting.
And we're blocking, how many stalls? 3 stalls. By the way, this restaurant that was closed while we were there is now open again. 135 kilowatt hours delivered. We were here for 33 minutes, half an hour. They're all half-an-hour stops. Anyway,
Neat.
the next stop is 150 miles away in Waukene, Kansas. But these are cool. These are not, and they're 400 kilowatt, and they're cheaper.
And don't forget, these are genuine charge dispensers.
And now for some bad news. The fuel cost on this trip was higher than it would have been in a gas truck. Part of the magic of EVs is home charging. It's super convenient and dirt cheap. My home electricity cost is just 10 cents per kilowatt hour. So even if gas is only $2 a gallon, my massive Silverado EV costs half as much to fuel as a comparable gas truck. And here's the current national average numbers. And this is the average cost of diesel. But rapid chargers are not 10 cents per kilowatt hour. They're very expensive pieces of equipment and they have to pay for themselves somehow. So they're often 35, 45, sometimes even 60 cents per kilowatt hour. So unless you have some sort of charging deal or gas is a lot more expensive when or where you're watching this video, using rapid charging more often than home charging to fuel your big thirsty electric truck is going to cost you more than gas. Our hotel was in Waukene, but rather than go straight there, we were going to charge first while the battery was preconditioned and warm. If we tried to charge in the morning with a cold battery, it could take as much as an extra hour to charge. We are approaching our last stop of the day, Waukene, Kansas. It's going to be another Iona. The efficiency of this last leg was terrible, 0.9 miles per kilowatt hour. So despite only being 150 miles, we're going to arrive with 10%.
My prediction was 9%, so I might win. What is my prize?
More prize? Free Coda!
How do I reject that prize?
Do you see the Iona?
I do.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to see, though.
It's right off of the interstate. I want to pull over here and block this N1, but it is technically the handicap stall. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do a weird thing. I'm going to go down here.
Oh, what an upstanding citizen. Oh,
hey, hey GM, put your charge port on the front right. This is my request. I didn't pay attention to the pricing on this one. 39 cents a kilowatt hour. It's so much cheaper than every other charger in the area. I love the sounds.
351, 352.
I almost turned around and knocked on this. These are exposed screws.
Oh. I bet I can turn the lights off.
What?
I think this is the photo eye for the lights. It'll take a moment.
And then, unusually for Ayana, we had an issue. For some reason, we're at 86 kilowatts, so I guess I'm gonna unplug. Oh, well, that's not a good sign. This guy's rebooting.
Okay, so this is attempt 2, I guess.
Yeah, it said connector damaged when I ended the charging session, but I moved and we're gonna try this one now. Now we're blocking 5 stalls. All right, let's get in.
Yeah. Don't trip and fall. Uh-oh. Look what you did.
Oh, the card reader's rebooting too. I'm going to move forward. Well, now I've pulled far enough forward that I don't even need the stupid adapter. I got a CCS handle here. I can just plug it straight in, and we're at 350, 355. Yeah, it's full power. Okay, cool. I like full power. Full power, good. It's warm in here. It is not warm outside.
So we'll warm up a little bit.
I'm a little more comfortable saying this now. I haven't noticed a single derated charge from having climate control on for this whole trip. And then a few minutes later, I don't know what's happening, but the charge speed is dying. It started tapering down to like 130, and now it's at 60 kilowatts, and that's just untenable with this big of a battery.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure 60 is tenable. There's 6 10s.
It was going super well, and then it just absolutely died. So I'm just gonna stop it. We were right next to the hotel, so we decided to get that last 10% in the morning. Good morning.
Hi.
We're still in Waukene. We're just topping up while I was getting cameras set up. We're at 81%. The next stop's only 110 miles away. Nice, easy stretch. It says we'll get there with 45%. It's only an hour and a half. We've gone 632 miles so far, averaged 1 mile per kilowatt hour. Just stop. Yeah. Ready to drive through boring flatland, slightly uphill with a slight headwind for another 110 miles. Yes. Western Kansas, as you may have heard, is quite boring, so we had some time to reflect. This seems like just a normal EV road trip. How does this compare to your Ioniq 5 road tripping?
I guess I'm not turning the camera around. It is surprisingly similar. The charging stops are slightly longer, but
By like 10 minutes?
by about 10 minutes, but the distances we're going are about what my car would be able to do, despite towing an entire other car.
This video is sponsored by Factor, ready-to-heat meals delivered straight to your door, and this is not the Silverado. That's foreshadowing, or in this case, Ford shadowing. Factor meals are easy microwave meals, so you just pick your meal, in my case, pesto, tomato, bacon, chicken bake, slide off the cardboard cover, pick up the trash later, stab the film to vent it, and pop it in the microwave, situated in your back seat. No frunk on this one, or outlets. And a few minutes later, I'll have a delicious meal ready to go. The meals are always delicious, as is this wonderful chicken bake, but this month they sent me a matcha latte protein shake, and let me tell you, this is my new favorite thing. Factor meals are an incredibly easy way to eat better. This is portion control, it is calorie control, and you're not sacrificing taste. In fact, this is better than most fast food meals. If you want to try Factor for yourself, and I highly recommend it, go to Factor75.com and use code AgingWheelsFB50 for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for a year. Again, that's Factor75.com and use code AgingWheelsFB50 for 50% off your first box plus free breakfast for a year. Try out one of these protein shakes while you're there. You're gonna love it. And the next stop is also an Ayana.
Oh, this is a bit of a tight one.
Oh, this is where, so I've been through here and stopped at,
Yeah, this is...
I've been through here and stopped at this stop before, and in this cup holder is a piece of the tail light that I broke when the trailer hit the truck.
Oh, that's what that is?
Yes. You know, actually, it is a pain that this is in the back, but it hasn't been a problem so far. I'm gonna hear the clickies. And I'm only blocking 5 stalls. It's fine, don't worry about it.
The next stop is only 105 miles away because it's another Iona. It's a brand new one. I want to stop there. Shut up. Stoping. And that was a 25-minute charge.
By the way, without a trailer, these 30-minute charge stops would be good for almost 300 miles of range. For this next leg, Alec took the wheel, and I reminded him that the seats in the work truck spec Silverado EV don't have a height adjustment at all.
Oh, yes, that is a problem.
Is your height good?
Yeah, but the hood, I would like to be a little higher, actually.
No, sit on a book. Goodbye. Oh, this Iona was also at a gas station with a Qdoba if you wanted to have diarrhea. Have you driven a vehicle pulling a trailer before?
No? Why?
Cool.
Despite having just admitted he's never towed anything before, I immediately told him to floor it.
Mountains.
Okay, floor it.
It's still very impressive for what is towing, but...
Yeah, this is the slowest electric truck you can buy.
Also, put a headlight switch back in, please.
What, you don't like digging through the screen for your headlights?
Not particularly. Although I will say GM's auto headlight implementation is very good.
Hey, Alec, we're in Colorado now.
Should I say it? I have a feeling we're not in Kansas anymore.
And soon we arrived in Lyman, Colorado at yet another Iona.
Well, do we want to block all of the Max chargers or some of the CCS chargers?
We chose neither. Instead, we pulled up behind the chargers. Iona's oldest charging site is only a year old, but this site was so new there were still construction materials lying around.
Wait, this is really recently opened then.
It's got Iona canopy, finished black. What is this? Oh, it's like roofing. Silicone building sealant. This is only 34 cents.
The Pilot Flying J across the interstate is 70. It's literally double the price of this.
Yeah.
I knew I spoke too soon. The charging rate was just dropping and dropping and dropping, so I turned off climate control. And now it's going back up again. It went down to 260, and now it's back up over 300 kilowatts.
It looks like the battery's overheated a bit, and they dipped way down to cool off, and then it kind of leveled off at 150 kilowatt. Not the best charging session. In fact, a pretty bad one. Yeah. We stopped at a lot of Ionas in Kansas and eastern Colorado because they're cheap, fast, and good, but they certainly weren't the only option. Other high-powered options were Electrify America, EVgo, Rivian Adventure Network, a smattering of other options, and of course, superchargers open to non-Teslas. Superchargers, as long as you have a charging membership plan, or a Tesla, tend to be the cheapest option, but we were avoiding them entirely. The Silverado EV charges at 800 volts, and superchargers max out at 500 volts. Now, the Silverado EV can charge at superchargers, and this is the same for the Sierra EV, Hummer EV, and Escalade IQ as well. But to charge at a supercharger, it has to physically reconfigure its battery pack to charge at 400 volts, and doing so makes charging take roughly twice as long. So we avoided superchargers entirely because hour-long charging stops would be awful.
So we're heading to Idaho Springs next. There's a Rivian Adventure Network. What should be interesting is this. It is actively snowing in the Rocky Mountains. We're going to go to Idaho Springs, and all this traffic and maybe road closures starts after that. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, ready to go?
Yes.
We left Lyman, Colorado, drove through the last bit of Flatlandia, through Denver, and started into the Rocky Mountains.
Are you happy I'll be taking over at the next stop?
Yes.
You don't like driving on this? At least look at all the pretty snow that you can't look at because you're driving. Welcome to Idaho Springs. It is a lovely little town. Well, there's the Rivian Adventure Network at the Safeway. There is a backup option if this isn't trailer friendly. Yeah, it's right there. Yeah, it's right down there. Look at that. Trailer friendly. Perfect. It's a Rivian Adventure Network. They tend to be expensive. What is the price? That's not bad at all. 46?
This number in yellow is what you'd pay if you had a Rivian.
Oh,
That's only a few cents higher than the
yeah, that's cool.
Iona. Also, the amenities aren't great. You got a grocery store, Safeway, and 2 dispensaries.
I can smell one of them.
What is happening?
Error. I bet I will have the magic touch.
Oh, it worked immediately. What did I do wrong?
Okay, we're charging.
There is a possibility we could be sharing a power cabinet with that Hummer over there, but it doesn't look like that's the case. That is a
Nope.
very slow ramp, though.
It is.
Since this charger was at a grocery store, I did some shopping.
Alec, I bought a bread.
Why?
Oh, we picked up a tumbleweed. When did this happen? Straggler from Kansas.
An actual tumbleweed.
A little bit pricier than normal, but 146 kilowatt hours.
Oh, there's my tumbleweed. Very proud of it.
You put it inside. The next stop is 222 miles away. It is basic. Oh, this is going to be fun.
That got worse from when I last looked.
It is basically in Utah. It says we'll arrive at 45%. This number is meaningless, but I want to point something out. This says 222 miles, and this says we'll arrive with 45%. This is accounting for elevation, but not accounting for the trailer. This number here, 210 miles, is accounting for the trailer, but not for the elevation.
Fun.
So we're gonna do like a 4,000 or 5,000 foot ascent, very briefly up to the Eisenhower Tunnel, and then the rest of the trip, for basically all of the rest of Colorado, is downhill from there. This knows that, this number does not.
Unfortunately, we never made it to Fruita, Colorado, or even the Eisenhower Tunnel. Almost as soon as we left Idaho Springs, the interstate became a thin sheet of ice. The Silverado was dual motor and all-wheel drive, but its tires had very little grip on the surface. We were sliding sideways, going in a straight line. We got as far as Georgetown before we decided to turn around and head back towards Denver, where we would head up to Wyoming and go to California that way.
We're now passing back by Idaho Springs. We saw the snow and the icy covered roads, and we bravely turned around and went the other way. We're going uphill pulling a car on a trailer, and I have boundless accelerative abilities.
I'm going to talk over myself here because I explained this terribly. One of the reasons I love electric towing so much is because of the performance in the mountains. There's obviously gobs of torque and boundless acceleration for the uphill bits, but you also have regen braking. So it's not only not using the physical brakes at all for the downhill bits, it's also recharging the battery, which more than makes up for the heavy energy use going uphill.
We're down to 84%, so we use 2% of the battery to go 40 miles.
I towed this exact Coda on this same stretch of road a year prior in my F-150, and the naturally aspirated engine in that couldn't keep up with semis going uphill.
And then when I went downhill, I warped the brake rotors. None of that happens with this. It's so good.
Towing with an electric vehicle through the mountains is just effortless, and it's one of the reasons I bought this Silverado. Anyway, we soon made our way out of the Rocky Mountains and headed north through Denver on our way to Wyoming, making a short pit stop along the way.
We're at Buc-ee's!
Shortly after, we made it to our next stop at a Flying J in Cheyenne, Wyoming, which was expensive.
How expensive?
61 cents per kilowatt hour. If it was a pull-through, I might be happier about this. Oh, we're at 40%. We've been driving for like 3 hours. Okay, our next stop is in Rawlins, Wyoming. It's 150 miles away. We can easily make it, but because winter weather, we just want to play it safe. I'm going to go to 90%.
Yeah, well, I still don't know what Wyoming actually is. Someone should teach me how to Wyoming.
Stop. All right, time to enter what may or may not be a blizzard. All right, let's go die in Wyoming.
Sure. I hope we survive, though.
Why?
There was certainly no blizzard, but the road conditions were not good. There was plenty of ice, the wind was strong, and the going was slow. But eventually we made it to Rawlins, where we did a quick top up while the battery was warm before heading to the hotel. The gap between Cheyenne and Rawlins was about 150 miles with basically no chargers in between. The Silverado EV with the max range battery pack is the only electric truck that can make this gap while towing in these conditions without significant sweating.
Welcome to the Flying J truck stop right outside Rawlins, Wyoming. My voice is shot. The drive to Rawlins last night was harrowing, not because of anything EV related, but because there were sections of the interstate covered in ice and snow, and the speed limit got down to 35 miles an hour at one point. We're going to Rock Springs, Wyoming. It's 105 miles away. We're at 81%. It says we're going to ride with 54%, which is a significant buffer. There's a 20-mile-an-hour headwind.
And now I'm driving in this headwind with very little experience trailering a thing. Yay!
Despite the strong headwinds, the next leg was as uneventful as Wyoming is empty, and we soon made it to the Electrify America in Rock Springs.
Oh, Smith's Food and Drug. That's where this EA is. I've been to this one. That is the exact spec of my mom's car. Hey, look, it's gonna reach
Oh, nice.
64 cents a kilowatt hour. I could make this cheaper. Probably like 50 cents a kilowatt hour if I were to get an EA membership, but I don't want one. I want to activate every single charger on this trip via credit card. I don't want to unhook the trailer once. That's the end of my list of requirements.
And then we had a small problem with charging.
This dispenser is only putting on 180 something kilowatts, which is not the end of the world, but the truck can accept 350 kilowatts. The station can put out 350 kilowatts. At 50%, it should be doing over 200 kilowatts still. So I plugged into this dispenser, and would you like to guess what happened?
It didn't work.
It put out 150 kilowatts.
Oh.
So now I've switched it back from this dispenser to this one, and now it's back down to 150 kilowatts, so I just can't win. I guess we're just gonna be here for a little bit longer. At least it's more expensive.
What we didn't know at the time is that this charging issue was not the fault of the station.
So we're sitting here for, I don't know, however long with this slow charger. Then I ask Robert, how far are we actually going? And he's like, oh, I should plug in the next station. We're going 98 miles. We could have unplugged like 20 minutes ago.
I'm sorry.
It wasn't until our next stop at Evanston, Wyoming, that we discovered the real reason for the slow charging speeds we were getting.
Welcome to Evanston, Wyoming.
Is this one pull through?
Is it?
It looks to be.
Oh, it is. Nice pull through with a canopy.
Nope, didn't work.
It didn't even fail. It just stopped trying.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm gonna let you move the truck.
Okay.
I'll film you.
I'm predicting a max of 175.
Where did you think it'll stop?
175.
Well, it looks like it stopped at 123.
Max 348 amps.
Okay.
123. So, wait, the voltage is wrong. It didn't do split pack.
To understand the problem here, you first need to understand the neat battery trick the Silverado EV does for faster charging. The extended and max range battery packs in the Sierra EV, Hummer EV, Escalade IQ, and Silverado EV are double stacked. They're essentially two 400-volt batteries stacked on top of each other. Almost all of the time, the two halves of this battery are wired together in parallel, making one big 400-volt battery. The truck operates, drives, and even AC charges at 400 volts, and this is fine. But what's not fine is DC fast charging at 400 volts. One of the limiting factors for DC fast charging is amperage, or current. Current flow through the wire is the thing that generates heat. A lot of DC fast chargers are limited to 500 amps, and so is the Silverado. The equation for power is dead simple. Power in watts is equal to voltage times the current in amps. So if your limitation is 500 amps and your battery voltage is 400, well, that means your maximum charging power is 200,000 watts. Or 200 kilowatts. And when your battery is over 200 kilowatt hours, a maximum charging speed of 200 kilowatts ain't good enough. That's why, for DC fast charging, the Silverado EV physically reconfigures the two halves of the battery pack to be wired together in series, making it an 800-volt battery pack. 500 amps at 800 volts is 400 kilowatts, and that's the neat trick that allows the Silverado to charge at up to 370 kilowatts. Only now it was no longer doing this neat trick for whatever reason and was charging at 400 volts, significantly decreasing the charge speed.
So Robert went in to use the bathroom and I restarted the session for him, and again, it's only doing 361 volts. So either for some reason this charger is not able to do full voltage, or the truck is confused and it's not telling the charger that it's an 800 volt capable vehicle.
The truck hasn't thrown any errors or said anything's wrong with it, but clearly there's something wrong with it, because that's not right. I have purchased a toolkit from inside the Flying J. We're going to try to fix this truck ourselves. I'm going to do a 12-volt reset where we're here to see if we can fix the charging speed issue. And kill charging. It was at about 379 volts, which is what it operates at, but not what it's supposed to charge at. And the 12-volt is over here.
Oh.
Just a regular 12-volt lead-acid battery.
You lost the clip, I'm going to get it for you. It's very windy here. It's very windy.
Are you uncomfortable? Is that what you're saying?
Slightly.
It's not only windy, it is cold.
You're going to get so many comments saying, why didn't you bring tools with you?
I'm disconnecting the ground lead. The light over there is a good indicator. Oh boy. So here's how electric vehicles work. From the high voltage battery to charge the low voltage battery, there's a thing called a DC to DC converter, which steps down the voltage to charge this guy. It can also run the truck. So if the battery is completely disconnected like it is now, the DC to DC converter is enough to power the whole truck, which it is doing, despite the 12 volt battery being unplugged. I don't know what to do now, but I don't think this is going to work. I'm just going to plug that back in. Nothing was solved. Good job working on a brand new electric truck. Freezing. You shouldn't have problems like this. GM!
I mean, if we have to live with 180 kilowatt
I know,
charging,
it's not the worst thing ever, but it can do twice that.
Yeah, it's disappointing.
To be clear, I'm not 100% sure it's a problem with the truck. There's like a 99% chance that it's a problem with the truck. Because we had this, it seems like the same problem at the last charger, right? All right. Moment of truth. Ready? Nope.
Well, I would rather have some than none.
Yeah, I guess we'll just charge it 180 kilowatts and take an hour.
How come the front didn't shut itself?
It just does that sometimes. Isn't that wonderful? Don't we love this truck? Isn't it the best? For the work truck trim, they didn't include a button in here to open the front. You gotta hold the button down. Oh, that didn't even work.
I've had a track record of the magic touch on a few occasions here.
Okay.
Ah, damn it.
It is soft close, so let's do... The soft close isn't working. Whatever.
We'll see if the truck decides to be an 800 volt truck again. Otherwise, we will do the battery trick again, and apparently you need to just wait like 15 minutes for it to shut off.
Yeah. There's no way it's going to just randomly decide to work it. But what if it does? But what if it does?
We left Evanston, Wyoming, where we had been for basically an hour, and continued on down through the mountains towards Salt Lake City. The 17 miles to the charger must be almost entirely downhill because the estimated arrival is 56%, but we're at 55. We could have made it a lot farther than Salt Lake City, but we wanted to stop and eat and found a charger conveniently located near food. An EVgo that didn't want to cooperate.
Okay, new potential stupid error. I'm gonna tap my card. Yeah, it said time zone not set. Do you want me to try calling EVgo? Or just, yeah?
Yeah, let's do it.
Thankfully, EVgo phone support came through for us.
Okay, it's charging.
Did you see this number? The truck's still charging it. It hasn't
Hasn't fixed itself.
fixed itself. So we're doing 193 kilowatts. So there's something wrong with the truck still, but a little slow charge here when we're gonna eat is fine, right?
This site also had a dispenser completely offline.
We ate at the lovely El Pollo Loco.
It was crazy.
Well, anyway, it charged very slowly, but we did it while we were eating. So we're at 98% now. We're heading to Wells, Nevada.
After Salt Lake City, we drove through the Bonneville Salt Flats, which we couldn't see any of because it was dark. By the time we made it to Nevada, I needed to stop, and since we were stopping anyway, we tried to get in a little opportunity charge. Emphasis on try.
Hey!
Maybe we'll decide to be an 800 volt truck this time. Can you do the thing?
I will do the thing. We're here charging because Robert has to poop. Okay, so we're at this disaster of an EA station here. Oh, great! Why did it stop charging? There is... Oh.
This is very strange, and then at some point it fails?
We tried 3 chargers at this site. All 3 would activate, charge at a few dozen kilowatts for about 15 seconds, and then die.
And then it failed.
Because there was another car charging here just fine, we were worried this was a problem with the truck.
I guess our only choice is just continue on to Wells.
And then if we have a problem there, we got to try the 12 volt reset. You wanted drama. Here's the drama.
I don't want it now.
We didn't need this charge, so we just continued on to the next stop. And we were very lucky that we didn't need this charge because the next nearest charger was 60 miles to the west or 120 miles to the east, all the way back in Salt Lake City. We would have been hosed. Soon we arrived in Wells, Nevada at a charger that opened just 2 weeks before we arrived. And thankfully, it worked just fine.
Something that has changed my opinion on this truck, my viewpoint of it, my whole outlook on it, is now that it takes twice as long to charge, I like it less. Yep, 62 minutes we spent here. That is, by definition, over an hour. Gimme.
Did I film at the casino at the Flying J? And just in case you weren't sure, there's a casino at the Loves too. Nevada!
Our next stop was Winnemucca, Nevada, but rather than charge immediately, we tried another 12-volt reset in the parking lot of the hotel.
There we go. We're in beautiful Winnemucca, Nevada, here at the Quality Inn and just Quality Inn. And we are going to attempt to put the truck to sleep again.
I think this will fix it. At least it's less windy and freezing cold here.
Yeah, it's actually not windy at all right now. That is weird that you pull it off and it's still on for a while, but basically the moment the truck puts the DC to DC converter to sleep is gonna die. Learn more about the real story of the American horse at uhaul.com.
Truck has died. The DC has shut off. 12-volt dead. Let's plug the battery back in.
Ooh, you know what? Hold on. I'm gonna shut the door because the alarm might go off if I don't. So this is the good old-fashioned have you tried turning it off and on again. It's just more complicated than it should be. Well, it's awake.
We went over to the Electrify America to try it, and
All right, how confident are we this is going to work?
68%.
it didn't fix the problem.
Oh no.
And then the next morning,
Good morning from Winnemucca, Nevada. Before we ate breakfast, I unplugged the 12-volt battery in the Silverado to leave it longer. It's been unplugged for like an hour now.
only this time before reconnecting the battery, we forgot to close all the doors.
I'm glad I didn't do that at midnight last night. If this doesn't fix it, I don't know, we just leave it in the Pacific Ocean.
To see if that fixed it, we went a couple miles down the road to the Pilot truck stop, and
It probably won't charge incredibly fast because it's a cold battery this morning, but
We will at least
pray for 800 volt.
Yeah, we will at least know.
It did the beep.
You stupid truck. Wait, if it's having an issue with like the contactors that split it, wouldn't it tell you that?
It should.
Well,
Well, we're going to be here for like 40 minutes at least.
this is my message to whoever's at General Motors. Stop. Get some help. The only good thing is once that lovely piece of engineering is off, this other lovely piece of engineering will get probably 30% more miles per charge.
Yeah.
So these slow charges will be a little less annoying, but they'll still be very disappointing.
Aside from being here an hour, it's also 64 cents a kilowatt hour, so it shut off when it hit $100.
we hopped back on the highway on the long, boring stretch towards Reno, Nevada.
We're still in Nevada.
And unfortunately, in Reno, we had to disconnect the trailer.
Crank that jack. Work stuff.
At least it's broken in a we can still make the trip sort of way.
Yes, it's broken in a inconvenient but not catastrophic way.
Yes.
Then we rehooked the trailer,
How bad of a divot did we put in the parking? Ooh, ooh, that sounded great. It's all hooked up. Let's go.
and we headed downhill through the Sierra Nevadas towards our last stop of the trip.
It's getting real misty up here in the Sierras.
I can taste the lemon lime.
Because the truck was no longer charging at 800 volts, there was now no longer a penalty to stopping at Tesla superchargers, so our next stop was a supercharger behind a PetSmart in Davis, California.
Yeah, actually, like people can totally get around this, so I don't know if we're really causing a problem.
All right.
Because this is a V4 dispenser, it's got the 800 volt plug. It can't put out 800 volts because reasons. It's like Donald Duck wearing a gas mask.
Almost no superchargers have credit card readers.
All right. Let's see if the screen does anything.
So if your car doesn't support plug and charge, or you haven't set it up yet, to activate a supercharger, you have to use an app, which is fiddly and annoying. But this supercharger was different.
The truck.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
It is a card reader.
I haven't had to use an app on this entire trip.
I did.
This is genuinely exciting.
179, 43.
Cool. It'll do that for about 10 minutes and then it'll drop down to 150 kilowatt.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if you want to just stay charging here, we're not in the way. People can get around.
We only have 100 miles to our destination. This is enough range to get us there and basically all the way back here.
Big battery.
That wasn't that long of a charge. That was a 30-minute charge, but we arrived with 45%.
Yeah, so we didn't actually charge the battery too much.
Yeah.
All right, onward.
Onward.
We then made our way to our destination in San Jose, California. Yeah, you know, earlier when I said we were going to San Francisco, I lied to you. We made it to our destination, and the Coda still works. We were able to drive it into this garage.
Approximately a quarter mile.
All right, well, we've made it to California. The Coda still works, miraculously. It has developed fewer problems on the way here than the Silverado has, so I think that's a W for the Coda.
We towed this Coda here halfway across the country with an electric truck.
And aside from all the issues, there were no issues.
It was great.
Yes, I gave away a Coda. That's what that trip was about. And I'm pleased as punch to tell you that since dropping it off, it has broken down. Classic Coda. This trip had a few surprises. The first being that cold made no difference to the trip at all, which really makes sense. It takes a ton of energy to propel a truck and trailer down the highway at highway speeds. Adding a couple kilowatts of draw from the heat pump is not going to be noticeable. Plus, we were pulling a trailer and charger hopping, so the battery never had time to cool down except on the overnight stops, so we didn't have to spend a bunch of energy to heat the battery up. The second surprise being that the lack of pull-through charging didn't really affect us all that much. But to be fair, it was a very low-traveled week, and especially at a lot of the Ionas through Kansas, we were the only vehicle there. And of course, the third surprise was that the truck stopped charging at 800 volts, which doubled the charging stops for the entire trip back from California as well. What was the cause of that issue? We'll come back to that. But overall, the trip went about exactly as expected. This is the worst use case for an electric truck. I just wanted to show you what it's like, and what it's like when you have the longest range, fastest charging electric truck you can buy. On one hand, it's incredibly impressive what the Silverado EV can do. It wasn't that long ago where most EVs couldn't even drive across Wyoming. And we just did it with relative ease while towing another EV in a significant headwind. And at every stop, we had multiple charging options too. But on the other hand, this was objectively worse. Now, I love EV road trips because it takes a big road trip and breaks it into manageable chunks, and I like planning the charging stops because it adds just a little bit of sense of adventure to an otherwise boring trip. But I fully recognize that most people just want to drive from one place to another place without thinking about it very much, and what we experienced was very much not that. Now, remove the trailer from the equation and it would be that, but add the trailer and you have enough complication that we had to think about our stops. Oh, right, the charging problem. Why did it suddenly forget it could charge at 800 volts? What was the solution? I don't know. It's been in service for over a month now. I talked to a service tech about a week ago and he told me they still don't know what the problem is. It's not throwing any codes, not even hidden internal codes. They don't know what the problem is and they're waiting to hear it from some higher up, maybe a GM engineer or something. I don't know. It's still not fixed. I'll have to come back with an update later when I get the truck back and I know what the solution to the problem was. And boy, do I have a lot to rant about with this service experience. For instance, they tried to give me the truck back claiming it was fixed already within a week of taking it there. But they hadn't done anything and it was still broken, so I took it straight back and it's been there ever since. Anyway, thank you, Alec, for joining me on this trip.
No problem.
I say that now. I mean, there's still another 2,000 miles back home that you're going to be joining me with.
Yeah, are we filming any of that?
No.
Cool.